What's good, guys? Welcome back to another video. The setup on Bitcoin today is looking surprisingly pretty good for a Friday. In fact, I've already gotten a win during the London session just now, which is a trade that I posted inside Blueprint. Speaking of which, 2 days left until Blueprint closes. After that, we're going to close doors and just focus on helping everyone that joins Blueprint this time around just get some insane results. In fact, we already have a few people that are already, kind of mastering the system within a week and starting to get wins. And I'm telling you, like, you don't have to believe me, but just understand this is a system that works. This Blueprint is something that works, especially for people that are either new to trading or people that have already been trading for a while but just have not figured it out. But that aside, let's get into the daily video. So just getting into the Bitcoin daily chart so far, we're looking at a bullish daily bias, obviously. When we go down into the lower timeframes is, in fact, let me break down this London trade while I'm at it. So earlier on just now, we had a sweep below the Asia lows. So over here, we took out a couple of lows during the Asia, and then we get a CISD during the London. Now, fun fact, inside Blueprint, I usually post kind of like my trades for London and what I'm looking for the day, not just on Bitcoin, but on other assets as well. And like the London setup was, super straightforward. Because you were bullish, you came into this hourly PD array. Once you get the CISD during a kill zone, then you're already good enough to get in. Surprisingly, Bitcoin is showing quite a bit of movement, which is rare for a Friday. But like, yeah, that's the PD array that I'm talking about, where you got the CISD and then retrace into the PD array and boom, continuation. So doesn't mean that the move is over, absolutely not. Like, Bitcoin is so far still looking really strong. So we're just going to kind of take advantage of the move for the New York session later. Oh, also, by the way, if you're watching this video, there's going to be a Q&A call tomorrow I'm hosting for the community, just as a follow-up from, the live trading floor event. It's going to be, open to anyone that is already following me on my socials. So that's X and that's YouTube. And if you're in the WhatsApp community, you would have seen the message already. If you'd like to, join in on that, feel free to click the first or second link in the description box below. Like, you'll see it. It's completely for free. It's going to be in a Zoom room, and we're just going to smoke a cigar and have a chat and just, do a bit of Q&A together. So nothing like high pressured. But anyways, going down into the hourly right now, we can see that again, price has already, kind of pumped. But does that mean it's too late? Absolutely not. So right now we can kind of narrow down Bitcoin to two PD arrays, right? One is that fair value gap over there, and the second one is going to be this newly formed order block based on the last hourly candle close. So the moment this hourly candle closed, you have a bullish order block. So the play for today is super simple. Right now it's 5 a.m. So this is like, you're not looking to get a trade during this moment. So later on, in between the hours of 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., you're going to look for price to retrace into this order block right here, and you're going to take a trade towards the upside, and you're going to target for 2R. Obviously, you have 76,000 as the obvious liquidity point that you can reach for, but outside of that, you can definitely look for, $79,000. I don't know. I'm pretty certain you're not going to hit 79K today, but just go for a 2R and you should be good. Now, this is an example of what I like to call momentum trading, and in fact, this is where most of my, A+ opportunities come from anyways, which is, instead of trying to catch bottoms or tops, we wait for confirmed trends to happen. Like, for example, with today, it is very undeniable that you are now bullish. And once you get that trend confirmation, you look for a retrace into some sort of a key level, which in the London session just now, this is the trade that I took. And during the London session just now, you came back into the PD array and then you go towards the other side. That was, London. But for New York, same kind of principle where you look for a retrace into some sort of key level and then you just go in with continuation. Doing it this way is just brain dead. It's stupid easy. And it also happens to be pretty high probability. And why does this happen? Well, it has to come down to the trend. You've heard the saying before that the trend is your friend. You should trade with the trend, because when you trade with the trend, good things happen, right? Just to give you an example, for the past, for the entire month of April, basically, Bitcoin has been on an uptrend. Now, Bitcoin is in an uptrend. I want you to pay attention to the down moves compared to the up moves, right? Any pumps are incredibly quick and they are higher in magnitude. Meanwhile, any retracements tend to take twice to 3 times as long, and you don't really have that much movement to take advantage of. So when your trend is bullish, it's so easy. Like, if you've ever gotten into trades where it just feels easy, where you get into the trade and like an hour later it hits TP and there's not much for you to even think about, or there's not much for you to even doubt. That's now, when you do that, chances are you are trading with the trend, and this is just something that happens once you're in line with the trend. And so yeah, like, this is also one of the reasons why new Blueprint members, like, within a week, they can master the system, they can understand the system and then start taking profitable trades on this. It's a simple system, and because simple means sustainable. But outside of that, I'm going to share a couple of opportunities on Forex later on as well, but for now, let's go down into the lower timeframes, and for the most part, you're just going to be looking for a retrace. Now, a couple ones on Forex that you should totally look for is gold, where you are having a bearish daily bias. On the hourly, you've come back into, well, I'm going to go into the hourly chart to show you this, but this is a order block at the moment. You have gotten another CISD towards the downside. So for today, I think it's going to be another day where you're just going to head lower and targeting some lows. So definitely pay attention to this one. London highs swept out the Asia high. This, by the way, was a 2-hour trade. I posted this on X as well. So if you're following me on X, like that's where you can see that. But if you're in Blueprint, you also see that as well. But like, yeah, swept the Asia highs, and right now you're just going for a trade towards the downside. Now, this is not a trade that I took, but I'm already in on this one, currently in the red, so no guarantees that this will kind of like go in my direction. But outside of that, yeah, just keep in mind we have a quick Q&A call tomorrow. It's more of like a cigar and chat, and yeah, Blueprint closes in 48 hours. So if you're on the fence about it, don't think for too long. This is something that genuinely works, and if not, the worst you can do is ask for a refund, but chances are you're really going to enjoy it. Once you join in, we'll hop on an onboarding call with you just to make sure that you are able to make use of the entire Blueprint suite. And like, yeah, I don't know what other programs out there offers something like this. So just know that we care about your success, and I'll see you guys next Monday. Have a good weekend. Ciao, ciao.